to focus then, and we now have Hemant Dewangan, GMPIC at BigMint, who is now joining us, and let's discuss the trends that are shaping up when it comes to the steel industry. Hemant, afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us today. First up, there has been a recent surge in HRC imports from China into India. If you can take us through what is leading to this kind of surge in imports, and if you can put some numbers into perspective for our viewers.
So basically, Ashesha, the HRC imports has been risen up from China. Reason is this particular HRC is also going into the pipe manufacturing units, and they have the provision of advanced licensing and for the re-export, because this particular pipe will be again re-exported to the countries, mostly the Middle East. So what has happened in a certain war situation, the pipe orders have increased due to the shipment delays and the other supply chain constraints. And for these particular things, the Chinese HRCs are cheaper in case of advanced licensing, because custom duty and safeguard duty is not applicable in that case.
Okay, so that's as far as higher imports into India are concerned from China. And how does the traded cost of Chinese HRC compare with domestic Indian prices, the landed prices versus the domestic prices?
So I will simplify this. So if any unit which is having the export license under advanced licensing, this will cost around $550, and the landed cost in INR will be around 52 to 53,000 rupees. The domestic HRC is operating at Mumbai is around 57 to 58,000, and if any unit, if they are importing for trading purpose to be used in India, it will cost higher because custom duty and safeguard duty will be applicable, and it will be around 65 to 66,000, which is again around 7,000 or 8,000 higher. So any trading unit will not import HRC from China, but the re-exporters or the advanced licensing units may export, may import in that case.
And Hemant, do you expect the current momentum in Chinese HRC imports to persist, or will the trend reverse going forward?
So it may persist, and it may remain consistent, because pipe orders are good at that moment, because of the crude oil shipments are drastically hampered due to the supply chain constraint during the Middle East, and also a lot of pipeline work is started, and a lot of projects are there in the Middle East countries, along with many domestic producers like US and Canada is also they have started to order more pipes due to their new projects, because the domestic consumption as well as the production of the crude oil has increased for all the oil producing countries.
Understood. And can you put some numbers into perspective for us? How much have imports risen by into India from China and even from other countries for that matter?
So if we see the month-on-month figures, it is around 10% higher. If I talk about the exact figures, it is around 4 lakh tons in the month of May. In case of, if we compare it from January or February, it was around 2 to 3 lakh tons. So it has increased around more than 15% in case of month-on-month basis.
Okay, so that's as far as the trend is concerned when it comes to import of steel into India. Hemant, thank you so much for taking your time out and joining us here on ET Now and discussing and putting that into perspective for us. But on that note, we need to slip into a very short break. More news and updates will continue on the other side.